Hey everyone, welcome back to Playcast with another episode of Your Turn, and this week's been a little slow, but there's been some stuff that we can still kind of poke fun at and make fun of, and it all surrounds Ubisoft. Yay! So, basically, let's go ahead and start with the first part. Ubisoft.
What about Saints Row?
Saints Row is Ubisoft.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's Volition.
Oh, that's Volition. Never mind. We're still gonna make fun of Ubisoft.
Or not Volition. I can't remember who has it. I know
THQ, maybe?
THQ, Volition, and who's that really big guy?
Embracer Group.
There we go. Yeah. So
we're gonna just keep that in. This is unedited. You can hear my stupidity on Ubisoft there. So basically,
they're both terrible, anyways. So.
Yes, it's just this is one of those I don't want to live on planet any moment
anymore.
Any moment. At any moment, I'm not gonna live on this planet. It's one of those episodes. We're just gonna listen to like, man, life is tragic. But it's okay because there's a lot of cool indie games that got announced, and you could all play those, and you would realize
instead of Saints Row,
renew humanity. And just like everyone else not playing Saints Row lost how much money?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, what is it? Development budget was $126 million.
Oh my god!
What do you think they made?
Made in money?
Yeah.
With when we look at the active players and stuff, of course you will see a large spike because it's a brand new game with a well-established franchise and a major marketing company and a major developer. So no matter how bad it is, you're always going to see a large fluff on it. But I honestly think they didn't even make. I'll probably say about 50 million.
Okay.
I think that 120 million. I think about 50 million on a safe bet is what they made back.
I think it's even worse than that.
I think it's even worse than that. Like the sales and stuff like that, I think is going to probably be a little bit worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like over time, like I think they probably sold more. They're going to look at the numbers, but they did go on sale 3 weeks after it released. Something to that point.
Oh, okay.
So you got to look at when it spiked a couple of times in sales and stuff too, because nobody really wanted to touch it when it first came out. So I'm saying,
told them.
So I'm saying roughly a safe bet, 50 million, because it's still a major company. It's still a major franchise. It's still a major name. Even Pokemon has sold worse games for more money.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Scarlet and Violet and stuff. I actually enjoyed Scarlet and Violet for what it was worth. It was actually a pretty solid game. It's way better than Sword and Shield. And Sword and Shield's way down here.
Yeah.
I didn't like Sword and Shield, but aside from the bugs, it can still sell. But I'm talking about Pokemon games that are just bad. Like Pokemon Rumble. It actually sold a lot on the 3DS and the DS.
Okay.
It didn't sell very well here in the West, but it sold a lot in Japan. And they're bad games. They're not really that great. So stuff like that. It's stuff like that can tell you that even if it's worse, it can still fail upwards. And I don't see it reaching a success. I think it lost close to $100 million.
Yeah.
But I don't think it lost that much.
Okay.
I don't think it surpassed that milestone, as it were. So
well, what did they expect though? Everybody said it looked like shit.
Honestly,
it was just too late to pivot.
Well, it's too late to pivot, and development takes years too.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. And a lot of people, and I firmly still gonna believe in this. I think a lot of major developers, a lot of major publishers, especially publishers, got rid of their marketing teams. They probably cut it down to a skeleton crew that is probably even running their social media accounts.
Yeah.
They probably hired a bunch, maybe 4 or 5 people that run social media accounts, and then they just Google those names periodically to see what people are quote unquote talking about. And then they always will get the same group of people that are always online all the time saying, oh, we should have diversity in everything and be super woke. And I go, oh, is that the type of thing marketing wants? And then they just go into the research and hire a bunch of people who have that type of perspective and churn out this garbage. And then they sit there and go, what happened? Meanwhile, all the like lower end says, no, we did good. It's clearly the marketing's problem. It's clearly the people who are not buying our game. Those guys that are not buying our game is actually the problem. They are actual violence. When like the upper echelon doesn't give two flying fucks about it. They're like, why is this not selling well?
Well, I just did the math too, and I think it's about 2 million copies for them to break even.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't even think it broke even 1 million, to be honest. Like, I think
100K.
No, 100K is going to be easy for a game like that.
Oh, okay.
Like to be perfectly real, I'm not going to under lowball it to make it sound kitschy and stuff. If I want people to be clickbaity on my stuff, I would just make stupid thumbnails. Stupider than the ones I make now.
Gone wrong. Gone sexual. Right?
No, I'll just put it in capitals. I am clinically egotistical to make bait switch title. Click here. That's what I would do.
It's going to be the thumbnail now.
It's going to be the thumbnail now. It's really going to. And people are going to like click on it like, why did they say that? And so halfway through, oh, I get it now because he's clinically insane. That works out.
It's just interesting because this falls back to Callisto Protocol that, 200?
Yeah, it's like 200. And when we talked about that too, at least that one was a new IP, so they still have like excuses that it didn't go anywhere because nobody really wanted to touch it, especially with Dead Space quite literally on the horizon.
Yeah,
so why buy something that you are unfamiliar with?
It was riding that coattail too of, hey, this is the Dead Space team, just like Saints Row
had the
5.
Yeah. Saints Row's reboot basically. But yeah, no, I honestly think they just looked at it like, hey, this is what they want. I guess we can give it to them. Hire a bunch of people who would probably give it to them. They gave it to us. We didn't want it. We told them from the get-go, we don't want this. And they're like, no, you do. You do, guys. Because that's what we see on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, that's like a subsection of a subsection of a subsection of people who are talking. And that's the only people that ever talk on Twitter. They have no money. They have no extracurricular activities. They have no, anything else. They just want to change things for the sake of changing things because they think that way they make themselves feel better about themselves. Because they have nothing else.
Yeah.
They're literally 3 sentences away from making up a new gender. Every time. It's always the same people. It's always the same group. I'm $5 say if I pull up people from the Warhammer 40K tourist group right now, they probably have said something about Saints Row 4 years ago. I'm willing to take that bet. But yeah, it's just the way people are, and I think them rebooting and getting into actual marketing again, and especially Embracer. Dude, you have so much money, you're buying up half of video game companies. You should probably just spend it on some marketing campaigns. Quite literally, get a marketing group to do research. They would probably do a hell of a lot better than these weirdos that you have running the social media things. I think that's honestly what's going on.
Well, then we shall see.
Yeah, we will see if anything comes up from that. But that's another talk. That's another question, though. Do you think they're going to revisit Saints Row after that?
Probably not.
Do you think they're going to pull a Ghostbusters and pretend that Ghostbusters 2016 didn't exist and just make another one?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Or do they will just sit there and go and pull a Square Enix and say, "Oh, I guess you didn't want more XYZ."
I think they're going to do the whole Square Enix thing where, oh well, since it's sold so bad,
no,
I guess nobody wants it anymore.
I don't know. I think Saints Row is still a very popular franchise. I think they will just pretend that didn't happen and then just do Saints Row 5.
Oh, let's hope so, because I really like the series.
Even though the new one is a reboot and it's the 5th one, they're probably just going to boot it to the side, and then they're going to call this new one Saints Row 5. So just follow from where 4 was, and just pretend that didn't happen, just like they did with it. I think that will happen. I don't think it'll happen soon, though. Well, I think it'll be one of those reasons, 10 years down the road, they're like, hey, guys, remember Saints Row? Saints Row 5's coming out. And they're going, what? No way. And
I don't know,
forget about
but
the other one.
They don't have the original team anymore.
Doesn't matter. As long as they hire people that understand the criteria, you don't need the original team. There's people quitting and going all the time.
Oh, okay.
There's fan games for Sonic Adventure game style experiences from people who never developed a Sonic Adventure game. They're just so if you know the material and you understand it and you respect it, you can easily make a game like it.
Just Just don't be Grand Theft Auto. That's the whole point of what Saints Row was.
Yeah,
Bring that back.
Be Looney Tunes Grand Theft Auto. Basically, that's all. That's what we're asking. Just Looney Tunes Grand Theft Auto. That's basically what it was.
So
outside that, Ubisoft. See, this one's the one I was actually thinking about. Ubisoft has now made a little bit more clear. We've touched up on Ubisoft teaming up with
UK police.
Well, that's what's happening now. We've touched on this before with UK Ubisoft teaming up with some kind of group that's supposed to challenge, like, quote unquote hate speech and stuff like that with a small group of other people. And we googled a couple of the names. They have not even released video games. Like, they're just in the process.
Well, no.
This
I don't think this is the same group though.
No, I think I'm saying, like, this methodology. I feel like this is the same pathway. All of this is what we touched up on before is going to lead to.
Oh, okay.
So, Ubisoft announced that they're going to be working with the UK police to basically stamp down on what they called the more extreme interactions that are apparently hate speech or, some kind of extremism.
Team up with UK police to tackle the most extreme cases of online harassment and threats.
So
sketchy as shit.
Yeah. Well, so for the most part, people are like, "Oh, what do you mean sketchy?" And all. The thing is, when you read the context, they just kind of like bounce around what they explicitly would declare as extreme online harassment. First of all, what level would be considered extreme? Stuff breaking the laws, like threatening to hurt somebody in a very Minecrafty way. That is already in laws. You literally have connections to that now. So why would you need it now? Why would you need a fast track when you literally just have to call 911 and they will just pull that stuff up with YouTube and still pull that out and arrest them? Why would you need that now? Unless you're thinking that extreme is less extreme than that extreme, which is also extreme. So what level of extreme do we look at stuff and go, oh, you know what? That's extreme too. But what is it? If you tell somebody to just FAO, that's just gone, Well,
the thing is, the question is they just keep it as vague as possible.
Yeah. And that's the part that I have a problem with, because if it's vague, then it's a broader definition. When it's a broader definition, everything can be extreme. You can technically be a weak-minded Twitch streamer girl and get somebody trash on you, and then she could just go, looks like he might be getting arrested, and report it.
Yeah.
Do you not think that that's probably why Ubisoft's trying to do this?
Not to mention, it'll be such a waste of time for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Then again, it's British police, so...
Yeah, well, British police will just arrest you for just driving too far now. It's stupid. Because they're now making those weird 15-minute cities, which is just garbage now. It is just the dumbest stuff. I hope they rebel on that. I really do. But basically, this really kind of boils down to is Ubisoft games are too extreme to play.
Yeah, so
they're too dangerous, guys. Stop playing any Ubisoft games ever again. No more touching them.
You gotta be safe. Don't play their games.
You can't be extreme if you never play their game. See how that works out? What would happen if they actually make an extreme sports game and they just arrest everybody who bought it? That's pretty extreme. Cringe. I know. Awkward silence and all that stuff. But yeah, it's...
I mean, they don't have to worry because nobody plays them anyways.
They play them like a flash and bang. Dude, the new Mario and Rabbids game, which sounded and looks like great fun, still also didn't sell very well.
Oof.
And it really sucks because in order to have them to play more games, you just got to make Rayman. But they won't. They hate money. They hate money more than they hate extremism, because at least they put effort into fighting extremism. So there's that.
Maybe they're looking for a new segue away from video games.
Ubisoft's now the new police for the UK. I can see that happening.
They're tired of making Assassin's Creed.
We're tired of making games to make money off of. Now we arrest gamers to make money off of them. Exploitation. Yeah, I can see that happen. That's a very Ubisoft move. So, yeah, that's the sad, tragic times this week that has happened, and this time we're actually pretty on time for what your turn's supposed to be.
Nintendo blew their load, right?
Yeah, Nintendo blew their load. I didn't have to rant about Pokemon. We didn't really mention it very often.
You did mention Pokemon.
Shush! If I remember that, I'm gonna have to add another 10 minutes to this thing. But yeah, no, we didn't really have to mention anything. Nothing huge happened. No major offense or any stupid nonsense. Nintendo's still on board with making digital rental stuff, which is dumb. But
can't wait for March though.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for April because I want Advance Wars because that's more exciting to me. Which sucks, honestly, because it's releasing after Fire Emblem and Metroid, and just before Zelda. I'm like, you purposely made this suck. If it had some more room like it was last year, it would have probably sold a hell of a lot better. And it won't. And
yeah.
And I really hope Nintendo doesn't use this as leverage. Nobody really bought Advance Wars. I'm like, well, yeah, because you released a $70 game a month later, and most of your group wants to sit there and save as much money as possible by not buying anything else, and they have to sacrifice Advance Wars because of that. That's on you.
Womp womp.
Womp womp indeed. So I would like to thank you all guys for listening to our sad track record of remembering what companies are doing bad things because they're all starting to blend in together. If you like our content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, we will see you on the other side. Hey everyone, this is Paraka.
And Ghost.
I would like to say thank you for listening to our podcast.
If you like our content, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and share our video with your friends.
You can also follow and support us on other social media such as Minds and Rumble. Links in the description below.